when you don't use what you learn, you are under bigger responsibility and bigger punishment. So this king is asking, what is the difference between a scholar, a alim, and a darwish, a wali? The minister didn't know how to explain to him, but he knew that there was an event that night in the city where scholars and darwish, all of them will come into one area, to one conference hall. He said, oh my king, come with me, let's get in regular clothes, no crowns, no gold, silver, whatever, regular clothes. We go down and we'll see the difference between the alim, the one that knows something, and the darwish, the one that doesn't find something to eat. We'll go. So they went, and they were waiting like the rest of the people. They all gathered to see the scholars and the alims. Nowadays you see when a scholar comes in, everybody is like around waiting, and then they do all these takbirs and all these zindabas and all this Qiblatul Islam and Sultan al-Zaman and all this stuff. Why? Because they're pumping up. They're pumping up the ego of that alim. And the alim believes it. Including myself, I'm not immune, but they take you inside, they put you on a podium. So one by one, these scholars that have read hadith, that have read Quran, that gave lectures, that opened madrasas, that they opened lectures and online courses and whatever. There was no online courses, but understand the meaning. They come one by one. So the minister goes to the first one and kisses his hand. He said, oh my master, who's going to be giving the keynote lecture tonight? He goes, me? Of course, I will be giving the keynote lecture. MashaAllah. Okay. Then the next one comes. He says the same thing. The minister runs to him. He goes, oh my master, who's going to be giving the keynote lecture today? He says, who do you think? It's me. I am this and this and this and this. And they go in. The third one comes. Oh master, who's going to give the keynote lecture tonight? Me, because I am the one that has established this, and I am the one that has formed this, and they give you their card, and there's like a zillion of titles on their cards. It's me. Who do you think is going to be? So one by one, all these ulamas, everybody claiming that they will be elected or selected to be the keynote lecturers, speakers, keynote speaker. So they go one by one, and now the darwish start to come. So the minister goes to the first darwish, kisses his hand, says, oh darwish, who is the most aqdam, the most old, the one that entered tariqah the oldest? Because the more you are in tariqah, it's assumed that the more you know, the more training you received. And because they are older in tariqah, they will be giving the lecture. So this first one comes, they say, oh my master, who is the oldest in your tariqah, and who's going to give the lecture? The first one says, he's coming behind me. And he goes inside. The second one comes, oh master, who is the oldest in your tariqah, and who's going to give the lecture tonight? He says, he's coming behind me. And then the second one goes. The third one, everyone is saying the one behind him is the one older in tariqah and the one that is going to give the lecture that night. Until the last one comes. And this minister asks the last one, oh master, who's the oldest in your tariqah and who's going to give the lecture tonight? He says, are you blind? They all went ahead of me. They all entered already. That's the difference. That a darwish does not claim to know anything and always looks at other people with respect. But the alim that has not went under the training of a waliullah, that has not went under a training to become a darwish, he has something called nafs ammara bisu. And that's what Maulana is saying here. He has, or she has, it's men and women, both of them, they have, because now we have ustazas and we have not imamas yet, but but shaykhas and ustazas and all that other stuff. So men and women, the same thing. they have something in themselves called nafs, ego, which we have, all of us have. But the dervish has trained his ego. These scholars have not trained their ego yet. So Maulana says that people are two categories. إما محكومين عند نفوسهم أو حاكمين على نفوسهم. Either they are ruled by their egos or they are ruling their egos.